Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. In national news, a 6-year-old male student is now in custody after shooting his teacher and leaving her with life-threatening injuries. The shooting took place on Friday afternoon at Rich Neck Elementary School in Virginia. Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew confirmed that the first grader has been identified as the shooting suspect and said the incident was not accidental. No students were injured, but tactical teams were sent into the building. The teacher, Abby Zwerber, was taken to Riverside Regional Medical Center, where officials confirmed she was in stable condition. Rich Neck Elementary School will be closed all week as the community continues to heal. Newport News Public Schools Superintendent George Parker said the school is working with police to uncover how the 6-year-old was able to bring the firearm to school property and into his first grade classroom. On another note, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a new strain of COVID-19 has become the dominant variant in parts of the United States. The subvariant by the name of XBB has been tracked in New England for months, but data from the CDC shows it remained responsible for a small percentage of overall cases until recently. XBB is pegged by the World Health Organization as the most transmissible descendant yet of the Omicron variant, rising from barely 2% of U.S. cases at the start of December to more than 27% the first week of January. In New England alone, XBB accounts for a whopping 75% of all COVID-19 cases. Based on information available at the time, WHO said early evidence suggested XBB infections were not substantially more severe than other subvariants. In that statement, WHO wrote, quote, "There is, however, early evidence pointing at a higher reinfection risk from XBB as compared to other circulating Omicron sublineages," end quote. In more COVID news, the CDC's COVID-19 community transmission map now deems more than half of the state in the high-risk category. The community transmission levels, which have been in the low or medium risk category for months, now skyrocketed over the last week. With numbers pushing the state into the high-risk category, this is just another sign that we might be in the middle of a surge fueled by the latest XBB variant. Barnstable, Bristol, Dukes, Franklin, Middlesex, Norfolk, Plymouth, Suffolk, and Worcester counties are all now considered high risk. Only Berkshire, Essex, Hampden, and Hampshire counties are currently in the low risk category. Boston Medical Center's Dr. David Hamer said in an interview, quote, "It does remind me of a year ago when Omicron came in over a 2 to 4 week period and displaced everything. This is sort of going that direction, but I think we need more data. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, we'll see what happens," end quote. Although the state is not reporting daily COVID-19 health trends anymore, the Mass DPH is still monitoring and reporting health trends on a weekly basis. On January 5th, newly released metrics show that over 80,000 molecular tests were conducted and 10,075 new positive cases were reported in the last week. As of January 3rd, 437 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 127 are in the ICU. 129 new deaths were also reported in the last 7 days. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. The town hall hasn't reported any new positive cases in the last week. The town hall website currently shows a total of 11,539 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 9 months, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
If you're 50 or older, it's important to stay up to date on COVID vaccines. Boosters greatly reduce your chance of severe illness, hospitalization, and death, and are an important defense. Even if you've already had COVID, schedule your appointment today at mass.gov/COVID booster.
Welcome back. Florida housing developer Zom Living is seeking a zoning change in Braintree that would allow the company to build nearly 500 apartments on a corner of the South Shore Plaza property. The developer has proposed creating a new planned unit development district of about 9 acres, which would allow for the construction of 2 5-story buildings on a site near the Flaherty School and overlooking the Quincy Reservoir. One building would have 315 apartments, the other would have 180 units of senior housing. Both buildings would be above parking garages, and 10% of the units in both buildings would be designated as affordable. Braintree Mayor Kokora said he has concerns with the proposed development, from its impact on town services and the schools to the number of units proposed for the site. If the zoning is changed, the development plans will go to the planning board for approval. An Ohio-based health company has finalized a purchase of Prelude Software, the Braintree-based developer of PayPilot. This purchase will help hospitals continue working towards modernizing digital payment systems. Steve Root, president of Prelude Software, said in a statement, quote, "This milestone is a testament to Prelude's more than 30-year history of delivering results with its PayPilot platform. PayPilot users will now have access to Echo's full suite of payment options, along with access to the industry-leading payment network," end quote. Tom Dean, president of Echo, added, quote, "The PayPilot Hub will enhance our capabilities and allow our clients to connect across multiple claim and payment systems for a seamless experience," end quote. Braintree town officials announced the 2023 Lunar New Year Festival will be held on Sunday, January 15th. The festival will include a lion dance ceremony scheduled to kick off the festival, followed by a yo-yo performance and a demonstration, as well as a drum performance. The festival will also include a marketplace selling clothing, food, and much more. For those attending, the lucky first 100 visitors will all receive free gifts. The festival will take place January 15th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Braintree Town Hall. The Braintree Recreation Department has applications available for employment during the summer of 2023. Positions are being filled for lifeguards at Sunset Lake, instructors for playground, special needs, field trip and day programs, gate attendants, and caretakers. Applications are due on Monday, April 3rd of 2023, but officials encourage applicants to apply as soon as possible, as the Braintree Recreation Department will begin conducting interviews for early applicants in February and March. Applications will be available online at BraintreeRec.com, as well as in person at the Braintree Recreation offices at 74 Pond Street. You can also email Chris Griffin at cgriffin@braintreema.gov. The Braintree Trash and Recycling Center released an article reminding residents that winter snow and winds makes it even more important to have cart lids closed to avoid items tumbling out. Bags or items should not be piled high in the carts, as it prevents lids from being closed securely. Also, carts should not be placed on top of snow piles, as this may cause them to tip and spill. If you have questions on what you can and can't recycle, please go to recyclesmartma.org and enter the item in question for an immediate answer. Or visit braintreema.gov/recycling and see all the trash and recycling related information for Braintree. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Each year, the flu makes millions of people sick. Getting a flu shot is the best way to protect yourself. Within 2 weeks, the shot helps your body produce antibodies that fight flu germs. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Get your flu shot today.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. On her first day in office as governor, Maura Healey named Melissa Hoffer as the state's first climate chief. Massachusetts is the first state in the nation to establish such a position at the cabinet level. Healey said in a statement, quote, "The climate crisis is Massachusetts' greatest challenge, but there is enormous opportunity in our response. It's essential that we begin coordinating our climate policy across all state agencies and all communities in Massachusetts so that we can make the progress we so urgently need and drive our clean energy economy," end quote. As Massachusetts' first climate chief, Hofer will have to keep the state on track to meet its climate goals over the next few decades. Hofer was the principal deputy general counsel at the Environmental Protection Agency under President Joe Biden, and prior to that, she served as chief of the Energy and Environmental Bureau at the Massachusetts Attorney General's office. The search for a missing Cohasset woman, Anna Walsh, continues this week. Walsh was last seen around 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, January 1st. Family members told police she was taking a rideshare to Logan Airport on New Year's Day to fly to Washington, D.C., where she owns a home. Police said there was no evidence Walsh got into a rideshare or that she boarded any flights. Then on January 6, Walsh's former home went up in flames, but was deemed not suspicious after investigation by fire officials. Officials continue to search the area and have even drained the pool at Walsh's home and searched a nearby stream. Cohasset police detectives and Massachusetts State Police detectives also traveled to Washington, D.C. over the weekend as part of their investigation, working with the Metropolitan Police Department. On Sunday, her husband, Brian Walsh, was arrested for misleading police in their investigation into her disappearance. Anyone who has seen Anna Walsh or has any information regarding her whereabouts is urged to call Cohasset Police Detective Harrison Schmidt at 781-383-1055 at extension 6108 or email hschmidt@cohassetpolice.com. On another note, the FDA approved the new Alzheimer's drug lecanemab last week, giving some hope to many afflicted with the ailment. The treatment, given intravenously, was developed by Massachusetts pharmaceutical company Biogen with its partner company Eisai in Japan. In phase 3 clinical trials, it showed the potential for slowing down cognitive decline in Alzheimer's patients by up to 27% over 18 months. Experts warn that this is not a magic pill and only works in patients in their earliest days of Alzheimer's symptoms. The drug will also carry a hefty price tag of $26,500 a year. Experts say any progress on the Alzheimer's front, especially approval by the FDA, is an exciting opportunity for future research after years of unsuccessful treatments. Massachusetts veterinarians are seeing an alarming rise in marijuana poisoning in dogs. Dr. Megan Whelan, Chief Medical Officer at Angel Boston, said, quote, "Most likely it's in the house. Typically there's the marijuana brownies or an edible or something left on an ashtray. Occasionally we do see dogs ingest marijuana from the sidewalk," end quote. Whelan said marijuana poisoning used to be harder to diagnose before marijuana became legalized in the state. She said people used to lie to them out of fear of being arrested. The telltale signs of marijuana poisoning are swaying legs, low heartbeat, and dribbling pee. Depending on the size of the dog and the amount of marijuana they ate, vets say marijuana poisoning can be fatal. Experts suggest if you believe your dog may have ingested marijuana, you should take your dog to the vet. They may recommend that you take your dog for a walk every 2 hours to encourage the animal to go to the bathroom and flush the drug from its system. A new dog kennel was built within Weymouth Police Station by students in the Weymouth High School's Construction Technology program to allow for the department's 4 police dogs to stay at the station under the watch of other handlers. Sergeant Ryan Cavici reached out to the staff in the high school's Career and Technical Education Department to see if students could help build a more substantial kennel. Weymouth teacher Brian Nash and his students got to work planning the kennel last spring, and with the help from a local electrician, HVAC company, as well as the town's Department of Public Works and a donation from the Weymouth Rotary for materials, the kennel came to life. Cavici said, quote, "Now we can know the dogs are safe, secure, and comfortable," end quote. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Stopping smoking, vaping, or using other tobacco or nicotine products takes time and courage. Calling 1-800-QUIT-NOW is a great first step. Get connected to a trained Quit coach by phone or online. They'll share ways to curb cravings, handle life's big and small stresses, and tackle relapses with you. No lectures, no judgments. Reaching out and getting support can double your chances of quitting. So, take the first step. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mass.gov/quitting.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have a couple of shows and a movie recommendation for you to watch. First in entertainment comes the second season of Ginny and Georgia. Season 2 of Ginny and Georgia premiered on Netflix on January 5th, and the season consists of 10 episodes. Viewers can expect a lot of surprises this season as Ginny digs deeper into Georgia's past and Georgia begins to finalize her wedding plans. The show has already made its way onto Netflix's top watch ranking system and can now be watched only on Netflix. Next, the movie The Pale Blue Eye came out on Netflix on December 23rd of 2022. The film tells the story of a veteran detective named Augustus Landor who investigates a series of murders with a young cadet. The young cadet eventually goes on to become the famous author Edgar Allan Poe. The film is written and directed by Scott Cooper, and the story was adapted from the 2003 novel by the same name. If you're interested in mystery and thriller films, be sure to check out The Pale Blue Eye only on Netflix. Finally, in entertainment, we have the new Netflix series Kaleidoscope, which was released on January 1st. The show focuses on a master thief and his crew who attempt a heist worth $7 billion. Greed and betrayal are just some of the threats the crew faces while trying to attempt the epic heist. The show stars Rosaline Albe, Tati Gabrielle, and Giancarlo Esposito. The series made up of 8 episodes, but the interesting thing about this series is that the first 7 episodes appear in random order for each Netflix user. The final episode, which is titled White, is suggested to be viewed last for the best experience, but every other episode can be viewed out of order. The series has already claimed the #1 spot on Netflix Top Watch and can be viewed now only on Netflix. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.